Hi Internet, I'm Angel. This is going to be the first of many videos, most likely. I want this channel to be somewhat of a yapping channel. To start this off, I'm not just talking to any part of the Internet. Hi VRChat players, specifically those in the Genshin Impact community. To preface this, one, I started being in that community in 2021. Two, I have not been in any major controversies, especially not the topic of any. I have a pretty clean record. The most you'll ever hear people say about me in a negative light is that I used to be a raging alcoholic, or that I had maybe too many situationships in the past. A lot of people do when they're like 20 years old. I don't know. I never really did anything bad. I didn't go for people younger than me. And I am now in a very happy long-term relationship living with my partner whom I met on VR. So, I've had countless usernames. My current one is Hollow. And again, like I said, I've been in Genshin VR chat since 2021, on and off. I was really active in 2021 from the months of March to August. I kind of dwindled a little bit at the end of 2021 because I was living with someone. That didn't go well. 2022, I was active in spring, and then I was active more towards the end of the year. Again, bad living situation. We've cleared up our grievances recently. And then I've been on and off in it since then. 2023, sort of active. 2024, actually no, 2023 I was very active and drinking a lot. 2024, cleaned up my act, sort of, and then got into a very happy relationship, which I have moved, and I occasionally use the site still. I was not a PC user. There was times where I did use PC VR, but it was never an index. I was always like a Quest 2, or now I have a Quest 3. And those things are so flimsy. Like, I go from having hours of play to like a few hours, maybe. Back in 2021, you could fall asleep on VR. You could have 26-hour sessions hanging out with people and practically live in there. And nowadays it's like, I can attend a party, maybe. So, and that's, even still plugged in. The battery's just deteriorated. So the point of this video, it's kind of a PSA, kind of a yap, kind of an introduction. Before I go further into this, I would like to say, if you have any questions, anything you'd like me to dive into, regarding certain users, maybe controversial or not, educate me on some people who have done some really shitty things. Cool. This is a place for us to all talk about the horrible things or the funny things that we've dealt with in this community. Anyone who's been in the community as long as I have know it gets bad. Not to name drop, but I mean people like Satori, Mega Man, or Pineapple Pizza, or Crispy Bacon, as his many usernames have been. Who else can I name that has been like outed? I'm trying to think. Either way, I can't name too many people because there are some that I've actually had personal connections with in the past before they were outed, but I will talk about them if I'm asked to. But I've had multiple names. I started out, I think, Wilted Rose, or either that or Renault of Spades. And then I moved into, let's see. After that, I think I was Lily TM, and then Quill TM. Or Quill TM, then Lily TM, right? And then I was Viatrix, not the avatar creator. Keep in mind, I was an adult, or I have been an adult for the entirety of my VR chat career, as some may call it. And Viatrix, avatar creator, was 15 at the time when I went by this name. I was 19. I actually had that become an issue where I had to literally show someone my ID because they wanted to be in a relationship with me, but people were thinking I was the minor. And I'm like, no, I'll literally change my name, and then I changed it to Monoceros. And that was my original account. I have a new account that I ended up making, because I just kind of wanted to, after a breakup, I was like, I need to switch communities. I need a fresh new start, because a lot of the people who I used to associate with either quit VRChat, got exposed and left, or made a new account, whatever. Or just, I don't know, I want to make a fresh new start. People do that all the time. I made a new VR, I made a new Discord. Also, I'm sorry, I'm talking fast. I do that sometimes. But I made new social media accounts. And so, I started going by Acheron, and then I went by Hollow Shark, and then Hollow Rat, and now just Hollow. So I've just been pretty hollow for the past like 2 years. But I haven't had anything that I've really been a controversial topic of, all I've really done is drink in the past. I still drink occasionally. Cheers, But I don't go online to do it. And when I do, I'll run into people, I'll have a fun conversation, and then I'll get off and touch grass. And like for 4th of July, I went out with my partner and we watched the fireworks while drinking. Like, it was so fun. I touch grass more than I used to. Anyone who has retired from their chronically online VR days know the feeling of how nice it is. And it's so weird to go from being on it all the time to barely touching it, because then you see people in public lobbies acting really cringy and you're like, oh god, I used to do that. Ugh. And the new generation of VR chatters is just, they're quite something. The new 15-year-olds these days are scary compared to 15-year-olds 5 years ago. It's oh my god. Like, the worst I would ever hear from a 15-year-old back in like 2022, 2023 was like them joking about tickling someone's butt. And nowadays you hear straight up R jokes, or them calling you slurs, or them threatening to stuff like that. Like, it's so much more intense, and I get it that it's like desensitization and all that stuff, but it's like, where are your parents? And then of course there's the onslaught of people faking disorders like dissociative identity disorder, which, disclaimer, I actually have it. Like, I've discussed with a therapist. I won't go too much into it because that's my personal business, but just putting it out there, it's something that I actually have. Among some other things, it's something that sucks to have, and I don't like to just parade myself around just like, tee-hee, I'm so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of these people like to do that, and I literally know some people who are actual fake systems who have admitted it once or twice, but then go back to pretending like they have DID, and they'll be a minor flirting with adults, but then it's like, oh, but my alter is an adult. No. Stop. If you know, you know. If you don't know, maybe I'll talk about it later. But yeah, there's just so much that we've all been through in this community. Whether it's traumatizing situationships, meeting a PDF, right? Or like having a really bad IRL encounter from someone you met on VR. Or something as simple as, man, this guy's hot. And then you see what he actually looks like. Yeah. So, I mean, VR is just such a weird phenomenon because it's the weird in between from IRL to online. Because it's one thing to Skype someone or Discord call someone, and it's another thing to actually be able to do all that in their face and have fun games and stuff that you play. So, I mean, it's just a whole different ballpark, especially when it comes to the dating scene. Like, I understand why people date a lot on VR. Like, you actually connect with people so much more because of the body language. So yeah, e-daters are kind of cringe sometimes, but it's a lot easier to understand on VR. As someone who's been, grown up on internet, I feel like it's kind of easier. Although don't trust mutes if you can help it, unless you can like verify they're not like a manipulative POS. There's like only one mute that I know who's actually a decent person. She's like medically mute. That's my daughter right there. Love her. And shout out to you, Pia. But other mutes I know have just been like so manipulative. And I'm totally down to get into like my different eras of VRChat and crap I've dealt with. And you guys are totally welcome to share your stories. I'll do a video where I'll read out comments. Tell me about your experiences. If you made this far in the video, tell me about your experiences, who you've dealt with. You don't have to name names unless you want to. And if it's someone I've met before, it'll be even funnier. So, and if you recognize me, hi. If we're friends, hi. And if we're enemies, hello. I don't really have any enemies. I don't know. I mean, that's really it. There's really not too much more to cover. This is just like a baseline video, an introduction to what this channel is gonna truly be about. I mean, I quit Genshin as a whole, as a game. I'll still occasionally go into the community in VR and be like, yo, what's up? Socialize with people. I will literally reunite with old friends, say hi to people who turn out to be mutuals. It's all just fun and games. I mean, I don't know. You got any questions for me or any stories to share? Go ahead. I will read every single comment. If you have any bullcrap to say that's super negative, I'm going to give you a big old thumbs down. I'm not really one to delete comments. I'll just give you a thumbs down. Like, not just thumbs downing your comment, but I mean the emoji. Like 3 of them at least. So, yeah, I mean, that's all it's really about. Comment your stories, comment if you know me, comment your favorite fruit. Why not? I think strawberries are pretty cool. And like, no, persimmon is a vegetable, isn't it? Fruits and vegetables are subjective, I think. Not really. So, hope you all have a great day. It's hot as hell. That's my face is all shiny. Thanks Canada for being on fire. My sun is orange. Also, no thanks for being on fire. Please don't be on fire. I have people I care about in Canada. Anyway, love y'all. Have a good day. And if you're not having a good day, yikes, try harder. I don't know. Bye!